I just need to vent to you guys. I had a really bad day today. So basically, to put it lightly, I've got a rough group this year as far as maturity level. I've got multiple students who are super young, like a young 5, summer birthdays. And I'm dealing with a lot of behaviors that are not typical kindergarten behaviors or are usually gone by this time of the year. And it's a lot of them. And I hope this doesn't come off like I'm just complaining, because I know there's always somebody who has it worse. I know that. But I want to give you a bit of context first. So I've got 24 students, and I know some of you are probably thinking, 24, please. But objectively speaking, 24 5 and 6-year-olds is a lot of kids. We don't have an aide or anything. It's just me. And it's a lot of kids. Like, yes, there's been classes with more, absolutely. But this is the largest group that I've ever had. The most I've ever had was 21. 24 is a lot. Every desk is full. Every cubby is full. There's no extra space. And so even if you had 24 rock star students, it'd still be kind of tough. So, to kind of rewind a little bit, this is my 5th year in kindergarten. My first year of teaching, I was in a program where I was able to basically, almost like an internship, where I got to shadow a teacher who she had her master's, she was national board certified teacher. And I was part of that classroom. I taught lessons. We lesson planned together. She gave me feedback. She videoed me. We went over our lessons. It was super intense. So that was my first year, and I learned a lot. My first actual year in the classroom by myself was amazing. Amazing. And it was all because of that mentor that I had and everything, all the preparation that I had done up to that point. But I had thought, oh man, I lucked into a good class. These kids were great. My students, I was thinking, I just had a good class. That's why everything went so well for me that year. And I was really nervous going into year 2, because I was like, man, what if it was just a really good class and I'm not that good, and maybe it was just because they were well behaved and it's just an anomaly. Well, year 2 happened, and year 2 was better than year 1, and I started thinking, man, I really can do this. I'm good at this. I'm good. I was getting good results on their test scores. I mean, things were great. And that was in Chicago, and then I moved back to Ohio, and last year was really good. I'm like, heck yeah, man. Like, I'm good at this. I was flying high, and this year's it's okay. It's going okay, but today was probably my worst day. I yelled so loud today. We were in the computer lab. I yelled so loud today that another teacher from another classroom came in to see if everything was okay. And I felt so terrible afterwards, you guys. I'm not a yeller. I don't raise my voice. I am not a yeller. And this year I've had to yell. And I want to let it be known that when I yell, it's because it's like my blood pressure, and then, I'm doing all the strategies that I've ever learned, that have ever worked for me, to the T, and they're not working. They're just not working sometimes. And you could ask anybody I've ever worked with closely. I pride myself in being I am incredibly reflective. If something didn't go well, I dissect it. Why didn't it go well? What can I do better? I'm very hard on myself. And so when I say that I try everything, I mean it. I'm not saying, it must be these kids. No, I'm trying everything. Attention signals, everything. And it's just sometimes just not working. I'll give you the specific scenario. We were in the computer lab, and it was going okay. And it was time to be done. Time was up, it was time to be done. So I stood firm, I stand up, squared up, stood still. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, do this. If you can hear my voice, do this. Narrating. Charlie's got her hands on her shoulders. She's following directions. Jordan's listening. He's got his eyes on the teacher, tracking the speaker. I got this whole row of eyes on me, doing everything that I've done teaching tip videos on, everything that I've ever learned. You know how it goes. Narrating, giving clear expectations, being loud enough for everyone to hear, using my strong, firm voice. And the students began to, and I said this. All right, here's what I need you to do, kindergarten. I need you to please stand up, tuck in your chairs, hang up your headphones, and stand right behind your chair. I began to narrate. Darvea followed my instructions. She stood up, hung up her headphones, and stood right behind her chair. I narrated a few more that did it. Most of them started doing it, a couple stragglers. You know, you're gonna have a couple stragglers. And as I was delivering my instructions, I was being very conscious of my instructions today. I came into the classroom today and I said, today I'm focusing on delivering clear instructions, and I'm going to be very clear with my students today so that they know what they're expected to do. I'm going to be working on that behavior management cycle, which is state your expectations, narrate who's doing it right, and then follow through with corrections or rewards. I was doing that. And just as soon as I started calling, then I said, after most everybody was focused and listening and standing up, when I call your name, I would like you to please walk to line up with hands on hips, bubbles on lips, and eyes forward. Darvea, she's a student of the week, so I asked her a lot. Darvea, could you please repeat those 3 hallway expectations for the class so that everyone may hear? She did, and then I had her demonstrate what I wanted it to look like. Mind you, this is February. They've done this before, lining up. As I'm calling students, I call one at a time, and they're lining up okay. And as I'm calling students, I've got one kid spinning around, I still has his headphones on, another kid out of his seat, spinning around, touching somebody. One kid decided he wanted to run all the way to line up. 3, 4, 5 students not doing anything right. And at this point, I'm going, still calm. I walk over to one student, private correction, please stand up by your seat was my expectation. And as I was doing that, another kid started, and I just absolutely lost it. I yelled, everybody sit down now. And then it worked because I got their attention. But I just felt so bad, and that made me so negative the rest of the day. Sometimes I feel like they only think I'm being serious if I'm yelling at them. Like, I don't want to yell at you. Why aren't you listening right now? Why is it that I'm narrating your expectations, but you're talking to your neighbor as I am talking? Why is that okay? They're only 5 and 6, I get it, but that is an expectation that you cannot talk when the teacher is talking. That's I gotta, it didn't really, my picture that I painted probably doesn't do it a lot of justice. I was dealing with other little behaviors earlier, prior to that already had me a little bit on edge. Just little stuff, and it's just to the point where I completely shut the class down. We did not go out to recess. We all came in the classroom. As soon as we got back to the classroom, I had everybody put their heads down, and I had a nice long monologue about expectations and how it just a very frustrating day today, guys. Like, I don't know what else to do. To get them to just listen. And I try to use economy of language. I try to say what I need to say and as little as possible. But here's the thing. This group of students that I have, they don't remember anything intrinsically as far as behavior. If I don't specifically say, use your walking feet, they will run. Every single time they will run. So keep that in mind when I have to give my instructions. Here's an example. When I call your table, I would like you to stand up, tuck in your chair, use your walking feet, and walk to your lineup spot without touching anybody or talking. That was a lot to remember, but you guys, if I don't say every one of those things, they will not do it right. If I don't say, tuck in your chair, they won't tuck in their chair. If I don't say, use your walking feet, they'll try to run. It's almost like they don't remember from one minute to the next what our expectations are. Usually by this time of year, I can just say, all right, blue team, line up. and they'll do it the right way. But it's not to that point. And it's too far in a year for me to stop everything and go back to expectations because we got tests coming up. I got to get them ready for first grade. And it's just incredibly frustrating. And I don't know. I was just wondering. I just wanted to vent to you guys today. Most every vlog I do is positive, and I just want you to know that it's not always positive. And most days are good days, but today was just not good, and I just need your help. I just wanted to vent. If you guys have any suggestions, anything new to try. When I say that I feel like I've tried it all, I feel like I've tried it all. So any unique, creative suggestions for transitions in the hallway, or just delivering instructions to get students to hear me, or to have kids keep their hands off each other. I swear, this is the first time I've ever had issues with kids putting their hands on each other. All the time. All the time. Like just little stupid stuff. Like kids making noises. Like a kid's making noises as I'm delivering instructions, and he's making this stupid noise, and I'll go up to him and say, "Hey, Ethan, can you stop making that noise, please? I'm trying to teach right now." Very, very private and giving him respect. I walk away. Makes the same noise. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, shut up. Like, what's wrong? Like, stop. Like, and I just feel so bad. I feel bad for my students that listen and aren't because I'm so grouchy. And I just feel like, guys, I went into teaching and I was going to be the fun teacher. I was going to be the exciting, fun teacher. And when I started teaching, I quickly realized, look, you have to be firm, strict, and fun. You can't just be fun. You still got to be strict. But man, I have never been this, like, deflated before on a day-to-day basis. This is probably the roughest year I've had, and I just wanted to vent. We don't have school tomorrow because we have an in-service day, and then Friday we don't have school because we have parent-teacher conferences, and we don't have school Monday, so I've got a good long break to do some serious reflecting. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. And the other kindergarten teachers are having some similar experiences, and I just hope and pray that this is not a generational thing where kids are just like this now. Like, no respect, and can't have any attention span, and they don't know how to listen. I hope that's not a shift in our society, that kids, this is just the way they are. I don't know how many times a kid has been in trouble in time out, or had to go stand on the sidewalk during recess time, in trouble, and are laughing and thinking it's funny and not realizing that they're in trouble. Like, are these kids not getting in trouble at home? Do they just like do whatever they want? Like, is it this new parenting style of, oh, we don't like to tell our kids no? Is this the way life is now? If that's the way it is, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you can shed some light on how your class is going. If you're seeing any of these same, just thank you for listening to my vent, guys. This is a longer video. It's already 13 minutes long, but please help me out. Please leave some comments about maybe things that you're doing that's really working for you. Or if you've experienced a class like this, things that you've done, any tips and strategies. I feel like I've tried everything in the book at this point, guys. And I know I might be missing something stupid. So, thank you. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for being part of my community. Thanks for being somebody I can lean on. It's not easy, guys. Teaching is not easy. So, thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to close out the vlog right here. Find your gift. Share it with the world. Remember, good days and bad days, you are worth it. See you guys tomorrow.